Shout out to G-Man Boxing.
Alright lads, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. Alright, if and when that fight gets announced, and I reckon it's going to be announced reasonably soon, I think they said that the issues are stemming from who walks to the ring first, little tedious things like that. Basically, it looks like we're going to get that fight. Now, we know it's going to be on pay-per-view. Goes without saying. Massive fight, huge fight. It's going to be on pay-per-view, okay? Now, the question is, how much is it going to be? Is it going to be your average pay-per-view price? No. Is it going to be what Joshua's his last two pay-per-views have been, 25 quid? I doubt that. I reckon it's going to be a lot more than that. TalkSport reported, I think towards the end of last week, that now this is just, it's reported, it's nothing set in stone, it's not confirmed or anything like that, it's just being reported, so I'm reporting on it. At the price they're hearing is £40, right? £40 in UK sterling, I think you're talking about 45, 46 euro over here in Irish money, give or take. So it's a big jump. It's a big jump. Now I know there are American fans who watch my videos who'd be like, yo G, you think that's a big jump? I think you guys paid 100 quid or $100 for Mayweather Pacquiao. So compared to you guys, it's not that big a jump, but for us, like the most I've ever paid for a pay-per-view is, I think I paid 27 quid for Joshua Ruiz, the rematch. So it is a big jump up. Now, if that is the case, there are two very good reasons as to why I think this is going to be. Well, one of which is that it's going to be split, right? BT Sport are going to do their pay-per-view and Sky Sports are going to do their pay-per-view. They're going to charge, they're not going to charge, one's not going to charge cheaper than the other. It's just not going to happen. They're going to charge the same price. So if they're both paying 40 quid, it really is personal preference. Now, me personally, right, I'm very lucky that I'm in a position where I can afford to pay for that. Now, I pick and choose which fight cards I pay for. You know, I paid for Povetkin versus White, the first fight, but I didn't pay for any other card that year because I didn't think they were worth it. Simple as. Joshua Fury, I pay for it, no problem. And I would pay the 40 quid, no problem, if that was how much it is. It would be a bit more here. But if I had to choose a network, BT, purely for the commentary, because the Sky commentary is just terrible. So I wouldn't pay Sky the money, not because I hate them or anything like that, just because I like listening to the commentary when I'm listening to the fights. And I know BT aren't perfect, but they're better than Sky, simple as. So that would literally, it doesn't matter where it's nothing to do with the promoters, anything like that. I would purely give BT the 40 quid because I don't want to listen to Sky commentary team because they're annoying, simple as. They're just not as good. BT aren't perfect, but they're better than Sky. That's what I will say. That's one of the reasons why I think it's going to be 40 quid, because it's going to be split. So take this for example. Say this does 2 million pay-per-view buys. It's not going to be 2 million buys for Sky. It's not going to be 2 million buys for BT Sports. It's going to be split over two, right? So it's purely down to your preference, which company you pay for it, right? So that's one of the reasons why. You said they know, well, if Sky know this has been on our platform exclusively, we would have done 2 million pay-per-view buys. We would have made this amount of money from 25 quid each. We're not going to do that. It's going to be split. We're going to get half the buys, so we need to get the price back up, and vice versa for BT Sports. As well as that, with the way the economy is nowadays, and it's going to take several years, I believe, for it to get something back to what it was in 2019. You're talking 5, maybe more years, seriously. Sports like boxing are going to take a hit, alright? So it's not going to be as easy to, well, I say it's not going to be as easy, but fights like this, they might not be so consistent in the future, if you know what I mean about big fights, because we may see a bit of a lull in fighters coming through. We've seen a lot, especially in the UK, we've seen a lot of gyms close, unfortunately. We don't know what the story is with the Olympics, what's going to happen there. So there may be some fighters coming through who won't have, you know, a patch on this current era of fighters. So they might not be the stars. So in terms of British boxing or boxing in general, it may not produce the stars of this magnitude, right? It may not produce these household names. So therefore, pay-per-views like this might not come along as frequently in the future. So in many ways, this is for the promoters involved to say, well, hang on a minute, if the future is a bit uncertain, we need to make sure we get paid for this fight and the subsequent rematch, all right, if it's competitive enough to warrant a rematch. So there are the two reasons why I believe that this fight, if and when it takes place, may potentially be £40 on pay-per-view. Now, I already said that I don't have a problem paying for it as a once-off. You know, if this fight is reasonably competitive, you know, but let's say that's the wrong word. Let's say Anthony Joshua wins, and he wins comfortably, but then they do a rematch. Will I still pay 40 quid? No. If Anthony Joshua wins and we don't get a Fury rematch and he fights Alexander Usyk next, will I pay 40 quid? No. This is a once-off. I'll pay the 40 quid this one time, but it's a once-off. Subscriber of mine, Kira, in a recent live stream, said she'd be willing to pay 50 quid for this fight. So there's people out there who are willing to pay, okay? So that's definite. My one thing I have to say is that, are there people who, seriously, because believe you me, there are people, I'm very fortunate in the position I'm in, and I hope many of you listening are as well, but there are people out there who aren't in a position that they used to be in. There are people out there who, even looking at a 20 quid pay-per-view, might be thinking, ooh, can we even do that? So you got to bear that in mind as well, you know. It's not as clear cut as everyone's going to pay for this pay-per-view. It's going to be, you know, all sunshine and dandy. There are people who genuinely won't have the funds to be able to fork out 40 quid or, you know, 46, 47 euro, however much it is here. I don't know exactly the price over here, but it'd be near enough to 50. So there are people out there who just don't have that kind of disposable income knocking about. And, you know, if that's the case, then, you know, maybe charging them X amount of money, 40 quid, may actually come back to bite them. I think that definitely moving forward, irrespective of who wins, this should be a once-off. I know they said with the Joshua Ruiz fight, oh, it's a once-off 25, and they went and done it for Pulev. They need to stick, even if it's BT Sport or Sky Sports, whoever, this should be a once-off 40 quid. If you're doing it for 40 quid, once-off. Because God knows what the economy is going to be like in months and years to come, if people will even have that kind of money to spend. And to be frank, I'm happy to spend it for this fight, but I ain't spending it for another fight. Like, if you put Usyk versus Joshua on, hell yeah, I want to see the fight. If you think I'm paying 40 plus quid for that, yeah, good luck, mate. Seriously. This is a once-off. So those are my thoughts on that. Now, let me know your thoughts. I'd be interested to know in the comment section two questions. Would you pay the 40 quid, yes or no? And who would you give it to? Sky or BT? Me personally, nothing against Sky personally. You know, I've been a Sky subscriber for many, many years. I pay that, no problem. But I just, look, I like listening to the commentary when I'm watching fights, and I just don't feel the Sky commentary is up to standard. Therefore, I will give BT the money on this occasion, alright, if it is 40 quid. Just my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Smash the like button if you did. Subscribe, of course, alright, if you're new to the channel. #GMansRocks, all that good stuff. Lads, I'll talk to you. Peace.